There was so much made of Tony Romo his first year as an analyst, the way he was able to predict plays before, and just watching the way teams were lined up on the field and kind of predict what was going to happen, and a lot of it came true. So I'm just curious, being that you know these teams and know the players and systems so well, because you were so recently involved in playing it in these systems. Is that something that, like, if you were a game analyst, do you think you would be able to do that similarly?
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's something that I'm really open to. I'm really open to maybe figuring out, do I want to do just studio? Do I want to do some in-game analyst stuff? And I really think I really like in the in-game analyst stuff to exactly being a quarterback and exactly preparing like one. You got to watch both offense and defense of both teams, 4 or 5 games. You have all these notes that you're taking. It's a little bit more in depth, but also you're reacting on the fly, which is something I feel like I'm really good at. But I also feel like I'm really good in studio in terms of just telling it how it is, analyzing it. So your mom at home or your dad at home or your mother-in-law at home can understand what the game of football is. I want to be a teacher of football while also understanding that, hey, what I put out there is my brand, and I want my brand to be authentic.
Did you speak to any networks about doing game analyst stuff?
I did. Yeah. Yeah. I interviewed with all 4 major networks, did auditions for all 4 major networks, and it all got really good feedback. And I think the biggest takeaway was just like, look, this year is such a different year. It seems like even though the NFL is making almost $12 billion, every major network that's paying $2 billion for these rights are cutting back jobs and cutting back money and cutting back hires. And that's totally fine. I think it's actually awesome because, I mean, with an in-game analyst thing, if you're on the NFL, you're traveling 20 weeks in a row out of the year. And that's fine because we traveled like that every single year for the last 14 years of my life. So I think this first year, staying at home, it's really, really good for me personally as far as family time to be, hey, look, on Tuesdays, I'm in this office and I got 3 or 4 things I'm going to knock out virtually. On Wednesdays, I got one show with The Athletic. And then on Fridays, I'm up all day in LA doing the show. So it's a little bit more time with the family, which I'm really thankful for because the family has sacrificed a lot in terms of time, in terms of my wife having to handle 3 kids. We have 3 kids under 6. All that stuff matters. And so I think it really worked out perfectly for me this year.